The basket configuration page has got a number of different options for configuring the basket page, and also a couple of options for the cross-sell and upsell page. So I'm just going to go through each one of these options and explain a little bit more about them. So first we've got the show remove link. I'm just going to click on the preview cart link down the bottom here, just so that we can see what the basket looks like when you add a product. And so if we look here, I've just added this the cart preview there, so it appears here item name cart preview, and by default products have a remove link next to the item name. Now of course you can click on that to remove the item from the basket, but also you don't need to do that, because you could set the quantity to 0 and click on recalculate. So if you want that remove link to appear, then make sure that box is ticked at the top, or if it's not ticked, then that remove link would not be there. Now the next checkbox is the show continue shopping button, and as you can see down here, there's a button for continue shopping. That would take the customer back to the website, and if you enable that button there, then there's a couple of other options you also need to think about. The first one is automatic continue shopping URL. What that means is the basket will try and work out where the customer came from and return them to that page. There's certain circumstances where that won't actually work, because some customers will have very heavily configured firewalls that will prevent the cart from working out where they came from. And if that happens, then they will be returned to the continue shopping URL instead. So make sure you put the address of your home page in there. But there is one other thing you can do about this as well, which is that on the product manager, there's a field called return URL. And so you want to make sure in that field on the product manager, for each product, you put the URL of the page which has got that product on it on your website. And if you're not using the product manager, then you can post that as a parameter in your hyperlink or as a hidden field with your form. And so the advantage of doing that is just that means the cart will always know where to send the customer when they click on the continue shopping button. Okay, so a couple of more options down here. Add quantity to existing cart item instead of replacing it. Now if you add a quantity of 5 to the basket, for example, and then you add another quantity of 5 of the same product, if this is ticked, then you would then have 10 in the basket. If this is unticked, then the second add to basket will replace the first 5, so you would only end up with 5 products in the basket. So if you want the add to basket button to add to what's already in the cart, you make sure that's ticked, or to replace that product in the cart, make sure it's unticked. Now we've got use Roman basket buttons as the next option, and as you can see here, by default there's standard buttons for recalculate, checkout, and continue shopping. You might be, if you've customized the cart to use your own button graphics on that page, then you'll want to switch off the default Roman basket buttons, which you can do using that checkbox there. Now the next box is default quantity. If you don't post a quantity to the cart with your add to basket buttons, then it will use the quantity that's in this field here, and by default that's set to 1. The next checkbox is to link back products to website. This is really useful. What this means is if you have that ticked, then when the customers add something to your basket, they can click on the item name and it will take them back to your website, back to the page with that product on it. And you can specify a target window there so that you could have it so that it opens up that product page in a different window, so they keep the cart open as well, which can be really useful. The next checkbox is to only show the promotions box if there is a qualifying product in the basket. What that means is, say you've got say you've set up coupons or promotions that rely on a specific product being in the basket, then it will only show the field where you should enter the promotional code if there is one such product in the basket. Otherwise, if you have that unticked, then it will always show the promotional code box, even though technically the customer isn't able to use it unless they put those products in their basket. So the next option is show product images if available on the basket page. So if you've got images for your products and you tick that, then your product images will be shown on the basket page. Now we move on to the cross-sell and upsell options. Only show items which are not in the basket already. Okay, so what that means is it will only try and cross-sell or upsell you those items which you've not already added to the basket if you tick that. And also you can show the image of the item the customer is adding. In other words, the trigger product for the cross-sell and upsell item, it can show an image of that item at the top of the cross-sell and upsell page if you have that selected.